Coverage of the funeral for Detective Mora. We check in now with News 12's Katie Lusso, also at St. Patrick's Cathedral, where hundreds of fellow officers showed up to pay their respects. Katie.
Yeah, and they lined the streets. They lined up for blocks. There were thousands upon thousands of officers out here to show their support, and many of them didn't have to be here. They chose to be here. On motorcycles and on foot, officers lined up for blocks to say goodbye to fallen NYPD Detective Wilbert Mora and show support.
People literally around the country are standing with them in their time of grief.
Some are part of the organization Brotherhood for the Fallen.
Police work is a brotherhood in and of itself. And when one officer dies anywhere, we all feel it.
Lieutenant Rob Corbett is an NYPD officer and president of the local chapter, which launched here in New York after the assassination of Detective Rafael Ramos and Wenjin Liu.
Members of the police department join, and we send them to all combat line of duty funerals throughout the United States. We pay for the airfare, the hotel, the rental car. And while they're there, we're also a 501c3. They present a check to the family to help with their immediate needs.
Sergeant Timothy Jeffrey is president of the Aurora, Colorado chapter.
It's to let them know that they're not alone. So, I mean, as you look up and down the block, there's 10,000, police officers here. For a family, it might give them solace to realize that we didn't know who he was. A lot of us never met him, but we knew exactly what he was about. And Officer Moore is a hero, even after death.
And you can see officers are still out here stretched for blocks. We are actually at 46th Street, so still several blocks from the church, and the officers, they were lined up so far down the road, all here to show their support for a fallen hero. Outside St. Patrick's Cathedral, I'm Katie Lusso, News 12.
Thank you, Katie. Of course, tons of reaction pouring in right now on social media for Detective Wilbert Mora. For more on that, let's go to News 12's Christy Reeder. She's in the Alert Center. Christy.
Dan, you're right. Just so many posts mentioning the NYPD and Detective Mora's family, and just so many to get to. I want to share a couple ones in particular. We have Times Square tweeting out here. Today in Times Square, we pause to honor NYPD 32nd Precinct Officer Wilbert Mora. Like we said, he's now detective, with a moving tribute across the screens of One Times Square. And you can see right here, that's what they're talking about, all in Times Square, his face there. And also we have the Police Benevolent Association saying, we made a promise to never forget, no matter what else is happening. When an NYC police officer falls on the line of duty, we shine our shoes, get in our uniform, and fill the streets. And one last one I want to get to here. We heard from Katie about people traveling from all over to this funeral today. Albany police tweeting out this: we have arrived in Manhattan and stand proudly with all our law enforcement partners from the Capital Region as we pay our respects to NYPD police officer, like we said, Detective now Wilbert Mora, who lost his life serving the Harlem community. So just a look at some of the posts, Dan.